Thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful for acknowledging me when I was called upon. Now, on behalf of Madam and Chief Executive of the Business Executive Group, I'd like to welcome all of you with great joy to this wonderful assembly of people who have been carefully selected to receive an award tonight as one of the most influential people in Ghana. Whatever your endeavors might be, you have been carefully chosen, and it's a privilege and an honor to therefore welcome you, especially to this evening's event. As you are no doubt aware, a country like ours, we're going through a lot of challenges, and those of you who have been carefully chosen, therefore, you are part of the people who are influencing the system to enable us to recover as fast as possible. And therefore, your presence is highly appreciated. And as you receive this award, you will eventually be, let's call it, inducted into office as one of the influential people in Ghana, in business circle, in medicine, in education, training, and in business as an entrepreneur generally, and as people who are philanthropists who help other people in diverse ways. So we are really grateful to you for coming. You may not see the normal traditional political office holders in this particular assembly because we are so close to having our general elections in the next few weeks or so to come. And therefore, the committee selecting people found it prudent not to invite any of the political office holders who are vying for office. They might deserve to be one of the influential people, but we deem it inappropriate at this point in time to invite them to participate in this one because it can be easily misunderstood and misread. Therefore, you are found worthy and right people to be here tonight to receive this prestigious award, which is not only given in Ghana, but it's also given in other parts of Africa. I just returned from Ethiopia, precisely the capital city, Addis, where a similar program was held for the academia and people, the vice chancellors from Ghana and other high-level people from Ghana and other parts of Africa were present to receive their award. Indeed, in the next few weeks, if not a month or so from now, there will be a special program that will connect you and other people from Africa to be held in London. And therefore, your presence here, you have a privilege to have first-hand information, and they might call upon you, and if you are willing and ready, prepare yourself, get your visa, and prepare for the program to be held sometime around the 17th, 18th of December or so this year. Therefore, please prepare for it. Once again, I want to take advantage to say you are most welcome on behalf of Madam. The MC had wanted to introduce her, but I'll take the advantage and to request her upstanding Madame, the CEO, Paulette Perot, who is the Chief Executive or Business Executive. So you are most welcome. And like was rightly said, I'm supposed to be speaking to you also on the subject matter, the theme for the night, leveraging high-level experience and expertise to enhance digitization of the economy. This is a very delicate subject matter, and I wish we had time. Because we do not have time, I would have projected what I intend to tell you, but I'll spend just some 5, maximum 7 minutes or so to draw your attention to the very importance or how important we should consider it. What is about digitization and or digitalization? Such a mouthful of word. While digitization refers to the process of converting analog data into a digital format, digitalization involves the integration of digital technologies into business operations to optimize processes, enhance customer service and experience, and to drive innovation, creativity, and flexibility. That is the extent to which it looks like. Indeed, it will require leadership. If you are talking about digitization in an AI format, the now new phase in the world, but we all have to be very careful even as we approach it, because it can be extremely very helpful and it can also create problem for you. At the end of the day, you need people to optimize even the AI we are talking about, the digitization we are talking about, or as you digitize the economy and your business in general. There is the transitional phase of these things, because even though it has been here with us for many, many years, it's now being drummed up very well, and all of us are trying to ensure that we integrate it into our business systems. There is the transitional part of it, and it's a very delicate period. You have to do it with the right skillful people so that you do not betray the system that you have. Otherwise, it could be very challenging, because from the transition you have to move into something novel. The novelty aspect of it, because it's going to be new to you. It's not just a question of computerization, it goes beyond that. And therefore it's very important that we provide leadership to guide the process of the transition into the novel aspect of it, and to experience continuity, because anything you do in business cycle without continuity, it therefore may not be very helpful to you. And in all these things, it's all about identifying what our customers need and to satisfy our customers. Therefore, we have to discover the appropriate steps to be taken and dream big about it, design the system in a manner that will optimize your operational activities, and take the destiny of your company into your hands. Because anything short of that may not enable you to have the real phase of the innovation, flexibility, and creativity in the business circle. That is all we need to do so that we are sure that we can be, we can hold ourselves up in high esteem, especially as most influential people in business circles. To do this successfully, one very important thing you must bear in mind is about inclusion or inclusivity at the workplace and wherever you find yourself in the society, for which purpose you have been selected as the most influential person for the period that we are talking about. Your integrity must be impeccable and it's not negotiable, because we must ensure that we succeed. The key area I would like to touch on before I take my seat is about the strategic formalization of the digital economy that we are all talking about. Happily, as you have been told, we will soon be having new government. Whether it is Dr. Bawumia who is taking office, it is new government. Whether it's John Mahama, it is new government. Therefore, we need ourselves to position ourselves in a strategic way in ensuring that the economy, as we will inherit with a new government in the year 2025, which is just months ahead of us, or some 1.5, 2 months ahead of us, I think it's important that we bear that in mind, so that we at the enterprise level, as influential people, will ensure that we intentionally plan, not by default, because anything default can be very problematic. Therefore, we must intentionally plan how to transition and integrate our system formally into a digitized economy, so that the return on the investments that you put in will be realizable. And then you make sure that there is systemic in the sense that you cannot leave anything to chance. Every facet, every aspect of the business should and must be digitized in a manner. You don't just transition, you don't just introduce something new and leave it, but there will be continuity of it. It has to be systemic. I was doing a presentation of a similar thing on behalf of the business group in Singapore recently about how to leverage and optimize and enhance even their economy. They are quite very productive. We in West Africa are not entirely very productive yet. And we need to begin to take such steps to ensure that we optimize our productivity level, and this system we are talking about is appropriate. I do not know who advised the business group to pick this particular topic and theme for this award tonight, but I think it's appropriate. There are 3 dimensions of making sure that these things, which you will intentionally plan, not by default. You must ensure that the return on the investments that you put in remain intact and enhanced, and must be systemic. The 3 dimensions which are very, very key, and was a subject matter in Ethiopia just last week. It's about which vice chancellors from Ghana, from Kenya, from Malaysia, from Malawi, and various places were gathered, and we had a good time. It's about competencies. It's about ensuring that the competence of your working staff, of wherever you find yourself, these competencies are not compromised. Therefore, training and development of skills of your people to ensure that the use of digitized economy, as we expect to launch in come next year and beyond, is not just a figure of speech, but something real. Then 2, the structure of your business, the structure of your organization, the structure of whatever you do must be properly in place, so that the structure would enable you, ensure that the working relationship is not truncated at any point in time. It will not introduce conflict in the system, but you will have it well in hand and keep it clean, because any system that is not kept clean cannot produce the result you want. Then culture, the culture of our business, the culture and the mindset of the people. That's why training and development of skills is very important, so that they will uphold the new novelty that you are trying to introduce, and making management towards becoming a digitized economy, and your business will be realized, and at the end of the day, it will benefit you and everybody. So competencies are very important. It should never be seen lacking in your business, especially as people who are being awarded as most influential people. Your influence must go beyond this roof. It should never be lacking in your business. It should never be lacking in wherever field you find yourself. It has to be advanced. The other aspect of it, I mentioned structure. Structure is about ensuring that you have a productive organogram, you have a reporting relationships in the company that would ensure that there will be no adversarial relationship in the working place. Performance measurements are in place so that your people can produce for you, and the return on the investments will be realized. And there should not be any obstacle to that. It must be helpful and not a blockade. The other part of it is about the culture I mentioned. Culture is about norms. It's about shared values. It's about attitudes that might be changed. I have traveled a little bit like many of you, and I know the culture and attitude of the people in Japan as they work, even in Mauritius, even in South Africa, even in Kenya, in Ethiopia, everywhere. West Africa has a different approach to culture. Our attitude towards work is always a bit problematic. And I think that if we can digitize our business and the economy, we should be able to lift ourselves up from the doldrums we find ourselves. I'd like to pause here and say we are most grateful having you here tonight. As the most influential people in the Ghanaian economy, you are challenged to carry the torchlight of the group in which we find ourselves and ensure that it will not become a 9-day wonder. We wish you well, and God richly bless you. Thank you.